Sup ballers, welcome to another video that you'll only watch while self-quarantined. We pick up after the 2020 season where we ended with a predictable losing record, and I expect we'll have much of the same this season. To start the offseason, here's the personnel before and after hires. I took this time to fire the pitching coach Steve Foster and trainer Keith Duggar, which reminds me, when I tell you to do something, remind me to fire my trainer. You need to do it. It's called audience engagement. Don't make me get the paddle. For salary arbitration eligible players, I offer contracts near the estimates, except in one case. Tony Walters is apparently pissed off and refuses to negotiate a new contract. It's fine because I won my arbitration case, but he needs to stop being a little pansy. To prepare for the Rule 5 draft, I DFA Wes Parsons, Ashton Goudeau, and Chris Owings, and add Hyo-Jun Park, Tommy Doyle, Julian Fernandez, William Contreras, Ali Sanchez, Estevan Florial, and Tyler Nevin to the 40-man roster. Nolan Arenado is awarded a Gold Glove for his defensive effort at third base. Nothing new here. For our first free agency period, here's some of the available talent we have to choose from. I like the fact that developers changed this to screen turns rather than scrolling. First, I offer Dylan Betances a 3-year contract worth $11 million. He eventually comes back wanting more money, and I offer $13.5 million over 3 years, which he accepts. Garrett Richards is offered a 3-year contract worth $39 million, but this isn't good enough for him and comes back for more.
Please, sir, I want some more.
I offer him $28 million for 2 years. I found it odd he wanted a shorter term contract, but whatever. But even that wasn't satisfactory, and I finally just gave up. But for my big acquisition, I signed Mookie Betts to an 8-year contract worth $278 million.
I don't dance now, I make money moves.
I only did this because he might come in handy at the trade deadline later on, so don't get too excited. I make a trade with the Astros, sending Nomar Mazara and Brennan Rodgers for Forrest Whitley and 4 minor leaguers. Whitley is primed to be an absolute monster on the mound, and I wanted him badly. The Diamondbacks agreed to a trade, sending over Corbin Martin and a minor leaguer for Antonio Senzatella, Ryan McMahon, and a minor leaguer. I'm sure McMahon would eventually develop, but I have my eye on someone else for first base. And that future first baseman is Tristan Gray, who I pick up in the Rule 5 draft. However, because we have that extra man on the roster, I also pick up Albert Abreu as well. I figure we're going to suck anyway, so having him on the roster for a year won't be a big deal. Trevor Story wants to start a charity, and now that I know he'll take less money during contract negotiations if I do it, I'm absolutely going to help out the less fortunate.
Now that's what you call quid pro quo.
I think you guys know that I really don't want to make any Donald Trump jokes on here, but it's just too easy sometimes. And of course, I extend Trevor Story to a 5-year contract worth $125 million. Maybe the owner will get off my back now. We reach spring training and Davy Garcia is out for 6 weeks and Ali Sanchez is out for 4 weeks. Great start! We reach opening day, and after the usual demotions, these are the pitching assignments and lineup I'm left with. For opening day, we play the Padres again, and like before, lose. Though this time only 6-3. Honestly, it's a little defeating when you spend 20 plus minutes playing the game and lose. Shortly after, Forrest Whitley is out for 6 weeks, and I call up Brent Honeywell Jr. to replace him. These are my new pitching assignments. Ali Sanchez is no longer injured and is sent to AAA, though I suspect not for long. Brent Honeywell Jr. hurt himself less than a month after his major league debut and is out for a year.
Motherfucker!
I call up Peter Lambert to replace him. These are my new pitching assignments. Davy Garcia is no longer injured and is sent on a rehab assignment. And of course, Forrest Whitley has a setback in his injury and is out for another 4 weeks. Why does God hate me? We reach May with an underwhelming 15-16 record, a .484 win percentage, 4th in a division. If we keep getting injured, this is probably as good as it gets. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. Taking a look at Nolan Arenado's stats, he's absolutely crushing the ball with a .353 average and a 1.041 OPS. The man is money well spent. I demote Hyo-Jun Park and call up Ryan Valade. This is my new lineup. Davy Garcia is no longer injured and replaces Peter Lambert on the Major League roster. These are my new pitching assignments. Forrest Whitley is tired of being injured and is sent on a rehab assignment, which I hope he does quickly. We reach June, slowly slipping even further into mediocrity with a 27-33 record, a .450 win percentage, last in the division. I have a feeling this isn't the end of our failure. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. Taking a look at our free agency acquisition, Dellin Betances, he's doing quite poorly, having amassed an ERA plus of only 44, a BABIP of 5.25, and a 2.55 wins and hits in each inning he's pitched, and is giving up 9.5 walks per 9 innings, which is Tyler Chatwood territory. Naturally, I want out of this deal. I make a trade with the Phillies, sending Betances, Tony Walters, and 2 minor leaguers for Zach Wheeler, retaining 25% and 2 minor leaguers. Not only have I rid myself of Betances, but have gotten even with Walters for not being amenable to contract negotiations.
Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold?
To make this trade work, I demote Davey Garcia and call up Forrest Whitley and Ali Sanchez. These are my new pitching assignments, as well as my lineup. Draft time, and we have the number 12 pick this time. One thing of note is that one of my picks wanted a $7 million signing bonus, which I agreed to because I actually had the money to spend. Dakota Hudson is no longer injured and is sent on a rehab assignment. Mid-season goals time, and the owner is happy despite our record being in the toilet.
Hello? Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
Cody Whitley is out for 5 to 6 weeks. I call up Dakota Hudson from his rehab assignment to take Whitley's spot on the roster. These are my new pitching assignments. We enter July still mired in disappointment with the 41-45 record, a .477 win percentage, last in a division. We're holding on to hope that maybe we can have a winning record this year. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. Mike Zunino isn't living up to his end of the contract extension he signed, and is only hitting for a 157 clip with a 235 on-base percentage and a 327 slugging percentage. Despite his catching ability, I need to dump him. I send him, Ryan Valade, and a minor leaguer to the Yankees for Chuck Nasty back, retaining 60%. Like with Mookie Betts, I hope to turn him around near the trade deadline. To make this trade work, I send down Jonathan Daza and call up Colton Welker and William Contreras. This is my new lineup. Kyle Freeland decides he's a real pitcher and shuts out the Diamondbacks 1-0.
Neat.
Prior to the trade deadline, I make 2 trades, sending Mookie Betts, Seth Lugo, Hyo-Jun Park, and a minor leaguer for Alex Verdugo and 4 minor leaguers. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out, and I'm glad I'm not stuck with Betts' monster contract. Second, I make a trade with the Indians, sending Chuck Nasty, Corbin Martin, and 3 minor leaguers for Andrew Heaney, Nick Sandlin, and 3 minor leaguers. This trade actually upset me, but was the best I could do. To make these trades work, I call up Estevan Florial to the major leagues. These are my new pitching assignments, as well as my lineup. August is here, and we finally started digging that hole deeper and have a 49-62 record, a .441 win percentage, and are last in the division. This is more along the lines of what I was expecting. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. I make no roster moves at this time. Cody Whitley is no longer injured and is sent on a rehab assignment. Nick Sandlin, our newly acquired player, is out for 15 months, and now I'm fucking angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I call Cody Whitley back up to replace him. These are my pitching assignments. Trevor Story is out for 4 weeks, and I call up Tyler Nevin to replace him. This is my new lineup. Dakota Hudson evidently felt he had played enough baseball this year and is out for 12 months. I didn't check my injury settings, but I'm strongly debating doing so now because either the game is fucking with me or these players are intentionally hurting themselves.
Why are you hitting yourself?
Or both. I call up Peter Lambert to replace him. These are my new pitching assignments. September is here, and the only good news is this season is almost over. We've earned a 61-77 record, a .442 win percentage, and are last in the division. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. For roster expansion, I call up Kyle Dowie and Jonathan Daza for the 2 spots available. These are my pitching assignments, as well as my lineup. And of fucking course, Sean Newcomb is out for 5 to 6 months, and I call up Davey Garcia to replace him. These are my new pitching assignments. Trevor Story is no longer injured and is sent to rehab because it doesn't really fucking matter at this point if he comes back. Oh my god, stop! Just fucking stop!
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents?
To replace the injured Scott Oberg, you know what, fuck it doesn't matter. I'm not calling anyone up. You're on your own. We finally reached the end of the season with the 69-93 record, a .426 win percentage, last in the division. I am so angry I don't even want to make a 69 joke here. These are my pitching stats to end the season, as well as my batting stats. As far as who won the World Series, the Cardinals beat out the Angels in 7 games. Whoopity fucking do. And to end the episode, Nolan Arenado executes the remainder of his contract, which is either good news or bad news at this point, and the owner is unhappy. As am I, Dick. As am I. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because it's the only way the Rockies are ever not going to suck. God damn it, you fucking people. Why the hell did you just stay fucking healthy?